What you hear all the time from agents and lenders: renting is more expensive than owning. You should always own. And it's not actually always the case. And I think any of us that are in reality nowadays understand that sometimes renting is a better choice than buying a home, especially if down payment and affordability continues to be a factor. Now, what does renting offer you? It actually offers you a lot of flexibility. Now, when people say flexibility, that really means that, let's say you enter a 12-month lease agreement, you don't like the house, you can move in 12 months. Worst case scenario, if you needed to move in less than the 12-month lease, you can very often negotiate something with the landlord and, buy yourself out and make a move. The downside is you have no stability. You don't know if the landlord's going to decide to renew your lease, if they're going to keep raising your rent. You don't know if they're going to put the home on the market and sell it and force you to move after your lease expires. Whereas owning will allow you to build equity and always know that any effort and money you put into your home, it remains yours. As you pay down the principal and as you build equity over time, that is something that you own. So that paint, upgrading to LED light bulbs, adding extra ceiling lights, changing out a ceiling fan, replacing toilets, really dumb stuff that almost any of us that have rented for a long period of time have done on rentals that the landlord didn't pay for. We did it for our own enjoyment. At least those remain yours for the time that you decide to own the house. And if you look at the history books, obviously, in the long term, owning makes more sense than renting. But if your lifestyle, you don't know where you're going to be in a couple of years, and you don't know exactly what you want to do or where you want to live, maybe renting is better. You have to make that decision. And often speaking with a lender and even a financial advisor is good advice before you decide whether or not you want to plunk down the money, especially if it's your first purchase. Now, would I recommend to anybody who gets into the market and buys their first home? Yes, because it's worked out really well for everybody I know, even those who only chose to reside in the house and own it for a couple of years.